Hello and welcome to our channel, RVTV. Rift Valley Tube is your YouTube source for all the history and happenings of East Africa. If you like our content and are interested in learning more about the wonders of East Africa, hit the subscribe button.
Hello, and welcome to Headline News from the RVTV Horn of Africa service. Here are this week's headlines in the Horn of Africa. Sudan says Ethiopian forces crossed border, raising tensions, and a senior Sudanese military official on Thursday visited the army troops deployed on the border with Ethiopia. First visit to the port of Mombasa in more than a decade by an American naval ship. Somalia car bomb. Several people dead as blast erupts near presidential palace. The Sudanese authorities arrested 4 political leaders and many members cadres of the National Congress Party, NCP. Sudan says Ethiopian forces crossed border, raising tensions. Ethiopian forces crossed into Sudanese territory in an act of aggression, Sudan's foreign ministry said on Sunday, marking the latest flare-up in a long-standing border dispute. Ethiopia's trespass into Sudanese land is an unfortunate and unacceptable escalation which could have dangerous repercussions on security and stability in the region. According to Reuters, Ethiopian Foreign Ministry official spokesman Dina Mufti and State Minister of Foreign Affairs Redwan Hussein could not immediately be reached for comment and did not return messages. The Ethiopian Foreign Ministry said on its Facebook page on Saturday that Ambassador Dina called on the government of Sudan to stop plundering and displacing Ethiopian citizens that it has started as of November 6th. Dina said third-party mediation was unnecessary once the Sudanese army evacuates the area that it has forcefully occupied, the Ethiopian Foreign Ministry Facebook post added. Ethiopia has also accused Sudan of crossing into its territory. Clashes erupted late last year between Sudanese and Ethiopian forces over Al-Fashqa, an area of fertile land settled by Ethiopian farmers that Sudan says lies on the Sudanese side of a border demarcated at the start of the 20th century. Sudan said last month that an Ethiopian aircraft had crossed the border, an allegation that Ethiopia denies. Since last November, Sudan deployed a significant number of troops and launched the construction of a road network as well as military infrastructures in the eastern Sudan areas, and Ethiopia accuses the Sudanese military of infiltrating its territory, saying Sudan was seeking to take advantage of the conflict against separatist rebels in Tigray. First visit to the port of Mombasa in more than a decade by an American naval ship. On Monday, the U.S. Navy expedition USS Herschel Woody Williams arrived in the port of Mombasa as part of its deployment to the African coast in 2021. It is the first U.S. Navy vessel in more than a decade to be docked in port since the USS Porter's visit in 2007. The United States is Kenya's largest bilateral donor, especially when it comes to building the maritime safety capabilities of the Kenyan Navy and Coast Guard. The visit comes at a period when there is debate about the increasing Chinese naval influence in Africa, but the United States capacity building efforts, especially in maritime security, remain phenomenal. Since 2003, the U.S. Department of Defense has provided the Kenyan Navy with over $161 million of hardware assistance and equipment training, $3 million of professional development, and over $1 million of maintenance upgrades for naval equipment, according to the U.S. Embassy in Nairobi. In 2018, the United States completed its largest maritime security cooperation program, in sub-Saharan Africa by donating 10 metal shark boats, reinforcing the Kenyan Navy's maritime domain awareness capability, and support the Kenyan blue economy. China has been significantly active with its military presence in the Horn of Africa since 2008. Somalia car bomb. Several people dead as blast erupts near presidential palace. A car bomb exploded this morning at a security checkpoint near the presidential palace in Mogadishu, Somalia. There are fears of many victims, although officials have not confirmed it. A car bomb reportedly exploded at a security checkpoint in Somalia. Local media reports that several people were killed and others injured in the explosion in Mogadishu, which occurred around 6:15 p.m. medium Greenwich time. The big explosion is said to have taken place on Saturday morning at a security checkpoint near the presidential palace at the Mogadishu-Sidka intersection. After the explosion, black smoke swelled in the air while the vehicles remained burned. The footage of the scene shows trash scattered across the street and people standing in shock. According to a reporter from the Anadolu agency, at least 4 people were killed while several others were injured. The Sudanese authorities arrested 4 political leaders and many members cadres of the National Congress Party, NCP, a leading member told the RVTV yesterday. The arrest took place after reports by the security agencies that the NCP orchestrated a campaign to destabilize the transitional government, taking advantage of the difficult economic situation and the rampant inflation in Sudan. Mohammed al-Hassan al-Amin, a leading member of the dissolved Islamist party, said the authorities on Friday arrested Amin Hassan Omer, journalists Yasser al-Attar and Khalid Abdel Azim. We have a confirmation that Amin Hassan Omer was arrested. At first, we were in touch with him, but we are no longer in contact with him, he told the Sudan Tribune. Omer was transferred to a detention facility at the police northern section in Khartoum. Al-Amin further pointed out that the arrests, which took place Thursday, of former Vice President Hassabo Abdelrahman and journalist Hussein Kojali, the publisher of Al-Wan newspaper and owner of Omdurman TV satellite channel. Al-Amin further described the arrest of the NCP leader as arbitrary because they did not commit a crime. He added that they were in contact with the prosecutor, who informed them that the Empowerment Removal Committee had demanded to arrest them, and they would bring the charges directed against them on Saturday. He further expected the arrested NCP leaders would be released because they did not commit any crime, as he said. On Thursday, the Removal Committee launched criminal measures through the public prosecution against the active figures of the dissolved NCP in the capital and the states. They are accused of organizing riots in the country involving attacks and burning of public buildings. A number of governors said they initiated legal measures against the NCP leading members in their states in line with the directives received from the Empower Removal Committee. The states of Al Jazeera and Sennar declared the state of emergency preemptively to avoid violent protests that took place in 6 states. In the same vein, the Sudan Tribune learned that the governor of Khartoum state received arrest warrants on Thursday for 77 members of the former regime. The newly appointed ministers of Interior and the federal government will travel to El Obeid, the capital of North Kordofan, on Saturday to inspect the security situation there following the violent protests and attacks on transport vehicles and public buildings. If you like our content and interested in learning more about the wonders of East Africa, hit the subscribe button.